Oh, I understand. I get what we're doing. Bum, bum, bum. That one's lit up. We need to light all these up. Okay. Got it. Just had to do a bit of, like, reconfiguring. Open sesame. I don't want to do every fight, but I want to do a lot just to get some money. Not today, dumb roper. Oh, I don't have enough for Guardian Frost. I would have Guardian Frosted there if I had the opportunity. I had the opportunity, I just didn't have the TP.
These guys are wimps. They'll still teach you if your guard's down. No, want to see how strong I am? Oh, violent torrent. Splash.
By the way, we're like 30-ish. We're close to 30 hours. I think the first act of the game, I was looking at this the other day, I think we got to Act 2 at like the 15-hour mark, so Act 1 was around 14 to 15 hours long for us. This is like, we've been playing Act 2 for about the same time that Act 1 went for, and I have no idea if we're like, I don't think we're at the end of Act 2, but we gotta be getting close.
One must fight to live.
Act 2, I'm pretty sure, is definitely the longest of Tales of the Abyss. Act 3 might have a lot of side quests, but when it comes to story, I feel like Act 2 is definitely the longest of the three. Act 3 might have side quests, so it might kind of even out. Act 3 might be like the longest for us, or Act 2 might, I don't know. Because the first act didn't have too many side quests, and the story, like, it had a decent amount. Then the second act of the game kind of gets more side quests. And the story parts, it has a lot more story to it, because a lot happens in Act 2, it's the middle. And Act 3, like, has some story, but not as much as the first two acts. It's mostly just, like, climax and, like, the, ending of the character arcs and everything, and it has probably a lot of side quests, I bet. Although I don't really know, because I never really did the side quests of Tales of the Abyss, so. Most of the side quests I'm going in blind for. That's how Vesperia worked. Vesperia had a lot of side quests that opened up in Act 3.
One must fight to live.
The story section of Vesperia's Act 3 was shorter than the first two acts, but then it had a lot of side quests, which balanced it out. So I'm assuming Abyss might work like that as well. Is this where I came from? No, okay, this isn't where I came from.
These guys are wimps. They'll still beat you if your guard's down. Sonic thrust.
Honestly,
Bring it on.
I just like using Radiant Howl.
You're mine.
Oh, you walked right into it, dumb roper.
Who's next? Sonic thrust. Sonic thrust.
Bum 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 bum.
We're not playing around either.
Trying to think to myself, pretty sure this playthrough is gonna reach like 60 hours. I know a lot of people say that it can take 80 to 100, and I could see why, like maybe doing every oh my word, what is this? Maybe doing like every nitty-gritty thing could take 80 to 100 hours, but also I feel like definitely Abyss is one of the games where you can get lost a lot. So that might be, that might take into account a little bit. But Abyss is a long game. It does have a lot chalked into it. Definitely. Like, I'm not saying all of that length is getting lost, because Abyss is definitely a long game. Like, I did the story, and it felt pretty long, but it's probably gonna be even longer. Because... It's gonna take me even longer because, I'm doing side quests now. We're like 30 hours in, and again, I don't know how much of Act 2 we have. All I know is the last thing in Act 2, once they, I'll say it, because they mentioned it in-game already. In-game they mentioned it, but the Absorption Gate. I'm pretty sure the Absorption Gate is the last dungeon area of Act 2. So once we go there, that's the end of Act 2. But the problem is, I don't know how much is left before the Absorption. I don't remember, at least. I technically played the game, but I don't remember. It was a while ago. Again, Act 2 is the one I remember the least when it comes to locations. So I don't know exactly how many areas we have until the Absorption Gate. But once they're like, hey, Absorption Gate's our next destination, I'll know, like, yeah, we're at the end of Act 2. Like, we're almost done. I just don't know how much is left before that, basically. But yeah, if we're 30 hours in, I feel like Act 3 is going to take at least 15 hours. Depending on how many side quests they add.
It's over.
Maybe the story bits of Act 3 could be done in like 10 hours, but if we're including side quests, which I want to do... Again, I want to do the cameo fight, and I want to do the... Ooh, okay, this is going to be a little confusing. We have to light these first. Okay, good. Those are lit. But yeah, I'm including side quests. If I was just doing story, Act 3 can probably be done like maybe 10 hours. Just the story stuff, but side quests are going to add like another 5 to 10 hours probably. So this playthrough is probably going to reach like 60-ish hours for me. Maybe 70? It could reach 70 hours, but it depends. Because again, I have no idea how much side quests are going to be in. Like, in Act 3. Like, I have no clue. Oh my word, the emulator did not like that. By the way, this was confusing at first, but now it's not. You just have to know to light the top and the bottom. First, because then the middle one won't work. Act 3 took me 45 hours, but that was because I got lost. That's fair. Tales of the Abyss isn't the best at navigating sometimes. I've seen worse, but of all the Tales games, I mean, Symphonia. I guess Symphonia had some navigation issues as well. I remember when I played Symphonia for the first time, Symphonia felt super long. Don't get me wrong, Symphonia is long. I'm not trying to say it's short. But when I played Symphonia, I think my playtime was like 80 hours. Because it was like my first Tales of game. It was like one of the first action RPGs I played.
Just stay dead.
Because again, the only JRPGs I played before Symphonia were like, you know, Final Fantasy. So the combat system took a while to get used to. So Symphonia took me a while when I first played it, but it was... What on earth was that? I just heard a really loud noise. I don't know if that was like... It is raining. I'm not sure if it's like thundering outside. I hope not. That was really weird. I'm sorry if you guys heard that. Am I missing something here? But yeah, Symphonia, again, long game. Not short by... That does hit the middle. I didn't think that hit the middle. Okay, I know what I have to do. I did not expect that to hit the middle. Now I know. I have to light the ones on the right and the left, and then hit the middle one. It's just that simple. What was I saying?
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, Symphonia, again, definitely, like, I don't know about longest Tales game. I think Vesperia Abyss, well, yeah, I think Vesperia Abyss and the Rise are longer than Symphonia, but Symphonia is definitely, like, pretty long. But most of that playtime I got from my first playthrough was, like, you know, getting used to the combat system and also getting lost. Because Abyss had, or Abyss too, but Symphonia had navigation problems like Abyss. I think it's just, you know, games in the 2000s had that issue. Not gonna hit the middle down there. It isn't. Okay, good. Alright, that was a fun little puzzle to solve. I liked it. That was neat. So do I need this wind? I think I need this wind. And I think my playthrough of Symphonia, I think it just, I think it's like around 50 hours. I wonder how many videos my Symphonia playthrough has. I don't remember. It's at least 150. It definitely reached 50 hours. And I did basically everything. I didn't do the Nebulum dungeon because I hate Symphonia's post-game dungeon. But I did most of the content in the game on that playthrough. I feel like Abyss is gonna overtake Symphonia. Abyss is probably definitely a longer game than Symphonia because I think the story's longer and there's probably gonna be a lot of side quests. Almost at 100k gold. I'm gonna go back and save because I've done a lot.
The Yulian seal's been unlocked. Now it should respond to Tyr.
If this happens again, we should probably check the devices in the area.
My brother hasn't been here yet.
Oh, my brother texted me. I know what that sound was. The because I'm streaming like upstairs and like the wind. We have like a wind door, you know, like the doors. Like we have like two doors technically. We have the outside door and then we have the wind door. And the wind sometimes like blows like when it's really strong. The wind door, like, you know, makes a really loud noise on the railing of our front house. So my brother literally texted like, "Oh, I had to lock the wind door because the wind's going crazy," because it's like raining right now. I do hope thunder doesn't start. But that's what that loud noise was, I guess.
Does this mean anyone who can use the 7th phonon can control it?
No, the control panel is dormant. Probably because we ignored Van's code when we used the passage rings at Shuri Hill in the Zhao ruins. The passage rings in other lands connected in parallel considered Luke an intruder. So they executed an emergency shutdown.
Then we can't control it?
I think it'll work if Luke carves the commands into it with his hyper-resonance.
Brute force, huh? So what should I do?
For measuring the vibration frequency, nothing. But considering the future, we should probably set things up to lower the land.
Should I write something?
Draw a line between the 4th Sephiroth and here, the 6th Sephiroth. Bypass the 5th Sephiroth. That's Exarioth. There's no point in connecting it. Also connect the 1st and 3rd Sephiroth. Beside the 6th Sephiroth, write Tree Descent, normal speed. And then, activate simultaneously with the 1st Sephiroth descent.
What does this mean?
When we lower the first Sephiroth, the radiation gate,
That orders this passage ring to activate and lower this land as well.
We'll inscribe that same order on every passage ring in the Outer Lands. Then we'll give the descent command to the radiation gate.
I see. Then all of the Outer Lands will descend at once.
All right. Now all that's left is the vibration frequency of the core.
How do we measure it, Colonel?
It's simple. Touch the counter to the center phone stone.
I'll do it. Is this all?
Yes.
Boring. I got all worked up for nothing.
I'm afraid it wasn't designed for entertainment.
Let's return to Sheridan.
First, I want to see what's down. This isn't a doorway? What a waste. I find it surprising that that's not somewhere you can just go. I kind of want to do a few battles, to be honest. I want to get 100k gold before leaving. To Sheridan. Things went more smoothly than I expected this time. The passage ring seems to be working properly too. Did it affect you at all this time, Tyr? No, not at all. I was probably just tired before. Yeah, we were running through deserts and war zones after all. I'm glad you're fine. Yeah. How about the vibration frequency measurement? Did that work properly? Yeah, looks like it. So now we just have to give it to Eamon. They might be ready and waiting by the time we get there. Then let's go. The world's future depends on us. Right, we can't afford to fail. We best prepare ourselves well. Yeah, time to stop the core's vibration. Let's head to Sheridan. After killing a few monsters for some money. Maybe like 1 or 2. I think 2 battles will do it. Maybe 3. 3, no more than 3.
Sonic Thrust! Grenade Flame! No fangs of the mighty dragon! Demon Fist! Who's next? Demon Fist!
Bum 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 bum. Did Fang Blade?
Demon Fist! Sonic Thrust!
I guess we're done here.
Bum 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 bum. One more battle will do it, I think.
You're dead! Want to see how strong I really am?
Oh, get him, guy. You know what? Yeah, Raising Phoenix. I need to, right.
Sonic Thrust!
Raising Phoenix.
Incinerate all! Raising Phoenix!
Guess you're done.
Love it. Some of Symphonia's puzzles were hard at first. Oh yeah, for sure. Puzzles. I wasn't even counting puzzles. I was more talking about like navigation, like telling you where to go and stuff sometimes.
Sonic Thrust!
But yeah, that's a good point. Puzzles as well can add time. I definitely spent a lot of time on those puzzles when I first played.
Guess you're done.
So lots of things like, again, Symphonia is already like a pretty long game. It's not short by any means. But there were things that padded, or I don't want to say padded, but you know, there were things that lengthened my playtime other than the actual length of the game. And I hardly did any side quests on my first run of Symphonia because again, Tales of games back then, side quests were really hard to find. I'm gonna fight you because you're here. Side quests were hard to find, so I rarely touched side quests in that first playthrough. Like when I got into Tales of. Dude, I really love Symphonia. I really love that game. I almost want to say I like Abyss like more. I probably think Abyss is a better game objectively. But I feel like my fifth favorite's probably still going to be Symphonia just because, you know, it might just be personal attachment on my part. It's really close. Like, Symphonia and Abyss are like fighting for that 5th place spot. I can definitely say Abyss has the better combat. Like, guaranteed. Symphonia's combat's, like, not bad, but it's pretty dated compared to other games. Like, when I talk about Symphonia, I just like Symphonia's story and, the characters. But also, the characters and story of Abyss are also good. Oh, dude, it's rough. They're fighting for that 5th place spot. Oh, wait, I was gonna use a winged bottle. Now, is this gonna take me all the way back to the entrance? I wanna actually save scum here. Because if it just takes me out of the Sephiroth, then that's a waste of a winged bottle. Now, if it takes me all the way back to Tataru Valley's, entrance, then that's worth. Okay, it's all the way back to Tataru Valley. Is this the start? Okay, yeah, it is. There's a side quest to do, I think there's a Master Chef quest, aka a recipe, over at the, meadow,
This looks like
where we had that cutscene with Luke and Tyr, about, like, where it all began and everything.